So, here. Hi.
Well done.
So, Dennis, put yourself together. We're at war. This is not a time for laughter.
Oh, it's only 14 countries now. Don't get dramatic. It's only the entire Middle East and bringing Europe into the fray. Good Lord. Testing. Check. Here we go.
Well, we're specifically, we, meaning Spain, is remaining. At first, Spain was like, "No, Trump, you can't use our military bases." But also, like, the U.S. has significant military bases in Spain, so I imagine those are still on the table. But and I also just saw where they're sending support to Cyprus. Spain is so. Yeah, it's a big mess because we let a toddler have the joystick to the globe, and this is what we get.
We're playing second fiddle to Israel. I mean, what's astounding in all the press here is about currently there are 9 different justifications and goals that the administration, one person or another, has communicated. Trump, for example, talked about how they wanted to get somebody in there who they could work with, but then they killed them all.
Oops.
They killed all the potential successors, and now they don't know, but they'll have to find somebody. And so
it feels like when a child knocks over the entire board game board.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, and then in his own administration, they say it absolutely is not about regime change.
Right.
It's not about regime change, and they said we're quoting Donald Trump. And he said, well, this conflict, this war, blah blah blah, and one of the reporters said, so you have declared war, and the representative said, what? We haven't declared war. This isn't a war.
Right.
And the reporter said, you just said it was a war.
Yeah.
And he said, I did not. The reporter said, everybody here heard you call it a war. And he said, well, if I did, I misspoke. It's not a war. And the only thing Trump ever calls it is a war.
Right, exactly.
He posts a post that says, wars can last forever.
Yes.
Very successfully. Wow.
And
gas prices go up right away. Stock market goes down. The economic downturn that has been his bane, that was already going to cause him a terrible flogging. Certainly the House is going to turn over. Now the Senate's in play.
Right.
And because everything is getting worse, and support amongst independents, which is eroded 67% without a war, has now eroded even more, and he's got to have independence to be able to win. So now the Senate is in play, and nobody understands what's going on except that they tried to kill Trump a couple years ago, and he wants payback.
It's exactly the kind of chaos that we predicted, but also I wouldn't be surprised like, mark my words that at some point it gets leaked that he gave the order to fire nuclear bombs, and he was thwarted by the generals. Like, I think he's at that point of just, he does. I mean, like we've always said, he's just a fucking child who, if we, like, on the one hand, we need to treat him as the dumb fuck that he is and mock everything. And Jimmy Kimmel is doing a great job he's rebranding the Epstein files to the Trump Epstein files, which is brilliant. But, like, on the one hand, we need to hold him accountable and, like, talk about him, but also it's like we have a toddler. Like, what do you do when the toddler in the room has a loaded gun?
Yeah.
You say, "Hey, little Johnny. Hey, little Donnie. Like, let's all calm down. You're such a good boy. You're doing great at this. Let's put the gun down." And so, like, on the one hand, we have to mock him for being a fucking child, but on the other hand, part of this war is because the rest of us are mocking him so much. Like, it's not about regime change. He doesn't care about the Iranian people.
No, and it's all for the cameras at the end of the day. I mean,
right. So, like, we just need to have, like, a daily award ceremony for him.
Yeah. Well, he fired Kristi Noem today. Did you know that?
I saw that news. I was
succumbing to pressure from his fellow Democrats, particularly the ones who are retiring, which is wonderful because they don't have the
fellow
fear
Republicans.
anymore. Yes. Is his name Tillis?
Yes,
I think
North Carolina.
Tillis is the one that absolutely went nuts on her, called for resignation, and now is demanding it. So.
I mean, she's.
What's your beverage? What's your beverage tonight?
It's a beer.
A beer.
A beer. She's as much of a perfect joke as everyone else in his cabinet. Like, they're all such clowns.
The murdering the puppy, I think, was
well,
and then writing a chapter in her book.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, you murder the puppy. Okay. But then you write a chapter in your book, and then you publish the book, and that is not enough to disqualify you for being in office where you are overseeing the actual assassination of U.S. citizens. It's like, if you wrote this in a novel, it would be like no one would believe you. It'd be like, well, that's
Trump
dumb.
liked the way she looked.
And
she was fawning. That's all it takes.
Yeah, of course, it doesn't take any integrity whatsoever.
What do you think Wiley, Chief of Staff Wiley's saying about all this? She's got to be beside herself.
She's one that's not talked about all that much.
Well, particularly since the Vanity Fair article.
Right.
Which, blew over quickly.
But like everything does, because the wind blows so hard.
Yeah.
In this administration, that, like, there's no amount of dirt that can stick when the wind is blowing this hard.
Well, and what was the movie with Dustin Hoffman.
Wag the dog.
Wag the dog. It was brought up the other night on MSNBC, now called.
Oh, you got it. You said now called.
Now called, yeah. Now called MS Now.
There you go.
News of the world.
Did they really acronym it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. News of the world.
MS is still Microsoft?
MS is...
because it was... Like, Microsoft bought part of NBC at one point, and that's what made MSNBC. And MSN was a Microsoft network.
Huh. I'll be damned. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew about the sale, I guess, but...
The channel was established in 1996 as MSNBC as a joint venture between NBC News and Microsoft, with its name being a portmanteau of MSN and NBC.
Huh. There we go. Now it's Microsoft News of the World.
It started off with such liberal commentators as Keith Olbermann, Chris Matthews, David Gregory, Ed Schultz, and Rachel Maddow.
David Gregory. Wow.
Yep. So, them's your history lesson. 1996. That's crazy.
What's that? 36 years ago.
Try again.
No?
30.
96 is 30 years ago.
Yes. That's when I graduated high school.
Did you just look at your clock?
Yes. Let me check the time since.
You're gonna tell me 30 years, 12 hours, and 13 minutes. 13 minutes ago. Well, so the other thing, the other thing that was stated, and I think this was Rubio. I'm not exactly sure who it was. I think it was Rubio, who's now gone down a notch. He was a potential heir apparent instead of Vance, because Vance has equivocated so much from the MAGA doctrine, especially not being embroiled in endless wars, quote unquote, and now Trump. And then Vance has got the job of defending it. So Rubio was talked about, and even Trump said he was at a cabinet meeting and asked his cabinet, in front of these two men, who did they think would succeed him?
That is
and who would you vote for? Or who do you think? And interesting, because it's the first time he ever acted like there's an end to his regime. Oh, Lord.
That is...
Oh, Lord.
That is some... I don't know.
So when did a Secretary of State ever become president? I know a Secretary of State has run for president, Hillary Clinton for one.
Right.
Adlai Stevenson, was he Secretary of State? I think might have been.
John Kerry.
Yeah. Actually, John Kerry became Secretary of State after he lost the election.
Missed.
He lost the election he lost it over the accusation that he embellished his Vietnam career. Now, back in the day when the word embellish was still in the dictionary, it's not there anymore.
And gaff and those words, yes.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Aye, aye, aye.
Well, and that's, and in the meantime, there's been primary elections. Primary season has started in the states, Texas especially, and it's so tight that in the Republican side of things, first of all, the Democrats that are winning are not the progressive wing. They're the more centrist wing, from what I've read and understand. But on the Republican side, there's a bunch of runoffs. And that means that the Trump-backed candidate did not win, and remains to be seen whether the Trump candidate will win. Trump said, I'm going to choose which one of these two to endorse, and the other one just needs to drop out, which also won't happen.
Right.
And what we hope it does in a strange way, because we really want MAGA to be running against the Democrats. We don't want a
centrist.
We don't want
reasonable
yeah,
Republican. Yeah.
We don't want somebody that's making any sense at all. We want them to be pure MAGA. But interesting enough, he appointed today to replace Kristi Noem a sitting senator, which means that the Senate just lost somebody who's an incumbent, and now they quickly are appointing.
Whoa. Hold on. Noem, though, was the DHS.
Homeland.
That's not a senator position, though.
No. He appointed a sitting senator to become her successor.
Oh, got it.
So we removed from the Senate.
There's a vacuum there. Yes. Okay.
And now they're quickly going to appoint more of a center. Well, I'm not sure what the color of the person, but that means that this person's running without an incumbency to speak of. I mean, a few months only, which weakens. And I'm sure that Thune was saying, "Whoa! You got somebody else. I mean, we don't." We don't need to lose the senator that was a shoo-in to win again. I'm assuming he was. Who knows, man? It's and the thing is, he's only been there a year. Now, if both chambers go Democrat, he will be impeached. But in order for the Senate to impeach, it's got to be a landslide, because you got to have 60 votes to impeach, and if they're lucky enough to get a slim majority, they're at 52%, something like that. So even then, they can drag on an impeachment, blah blah blah. Although there could be, depending on what the impeachment, if the impeachment is over Epstein, right, which it could be, because there's a 50-page testimony been removed. It's very well documented. That 50-page testimony is from a victim who claims that Trump sexually assaulted her when she was 14. And that's all been removed.
Right.
And so the Republicans, particularly those who are retiring, are up in arms. And remember the vote in the Senate to release all of the documents was all but one vote.
Right.
In fact, in both chambers, all but one vote. So that could be the key to an impeachment. It's the only impeachable offense that one would think could garner sufficient support. I can't think of anything else that would. Nothing. Doesn't matter how serious or how guilty.
I'm so jaded at this point and have lost so much faith in Congress's ability to have any backbone to do anything against this bully that will just strut around and do whatever the fuck he wants. And then be like, yeah, make me.
Yeah.
And then Congress is like, oh, well, golly, I mean, we would like some decorum here, and we would like to, let's get together and talk about it. But, not until we take our 3-week break for Easter. So, we'll talk about that later in the summer. Oh, but then the summer break is coming up, and yeah, we'll get on that, yeah, sir. Like, well, we will not stand for this. And then just nothing fucking happened. It's like
Yeah.
they were this past weekend. There was a bunch of mocking on Twitter where, like, they bombed Iran early, the wee hours of Saturday morning, and on Saturday morning, the European Union leader put out a tweet saying, "We will be definitely meeting about this on Monday to discuss what we should do about this." And everyone's like, "Guys, like, I know this is Europe and you don't like to work on a Sunday or a Saturday, but like, maybe we should come in and like to talk about stuff." But they're like, "We will get to this first thing on Monday." And it's like, guys, we're at war here.
This won't escape our attention, but we do have to. We are going to the beach on Sunday.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see how all that pans out. I've already. We've talked about this before. There's a certain level of anxiety here in the States amongst liberals who pay day after day, as you say. We expected the worst, but we couldn't imagine how bad the worst was. It's just no matter what scenario. We talked about, the nuclear option and all that other stuff, and it was like, well, that ain't gonna happen. But you could talk about it.
It can get so much worse from here.
Oh yeah,
it can get so much worse. Like, yeah, I mean, they could put, untrained, weaponized agents on every street corner and fucking tanks in the street and shit, and
with masks and jackboots,
right?
And they would kill citizens.
Yeah,
they would shoot them in cold blood. We never thought that. We never went that far to think that could happen. We may not have had a clear idea of what the worst could be in terms of, prejudice and hatred and all this. We were worried about the immigration policy and rounding up more people and what they would do with children and whatnot. But this, we didn't think this. And then think that after they murdered people, that it would continue. And it's just today that he let the head of the department go. Just today. And these murders were 2 months ago.
But shit like this happened in the 60s too, right? So it's not like it's unprecedented. And
well, the 60s, the people who the murdering in the 60s though was not U.S. citizens at home. It was all about Vietnam War and the what was the number? How many dead? How many killed in Vietnam? I want to say 530,000 Americans. Am I right about that? That's just numbers pops in my head. I don't know what the number is, but
what was your guess?
530,000.
58,000 U.S. military personnel.
58. God,
58,000. You were off by 10.
58,000.
But
well, that's not a small number. I mean,
no, it isn't. And like I saw today on social media, how they like to show you these like these descriptions of some of the people, some of the U.S. Soldiers that were already killed in this conflict, and like one of them was a 39-year-old mother who liked to garden and had an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old, and it was just about to come home.
Tragedy, but we can expect more deaths because that's what happens when you're at war. And yet, his administration is saying, "What do you mean? We're not at war. He didn't declare war. It was just a precision strike."
And also, like, we're not defending ourselves. This isn't Pearl fucking Harbor.
It was claimed that they had the capability for an imminent threat, and it's not but 4 months after they claimed the last time they bombed Iran that they obliterated the nuclear program. Well, apparently not. They just obliterated it again, I guess. I mean, we could go on and on and on because it's just unending. And his MAGA faithful, by the way, have gone down from 38% of the electorate, I believe, to 26. So that's the other thing that's occurred. And all more toward the inevitable disaster that's going to befall them when they get to the midterms. So
it's going to be so interesting to see the next few months and years of what this all like you have to laugh at it.
Yeah, I'm not too jolly. I actually started watching the news again, which
that's really not good for you. That's not good for your health.
Bad for me. But I am of the belief that of all the groups that are involved in this stuff, Hezbollah, which now has declared war on Israel, which I don't know why they would need to declare war. It's never stopped.
Right.
They've got the capability to do so much damage in the Middle East that the provocation to Netanyahu, who apparently is using Trump as his finger puppet,
of course,
could provoke him into what Trump would probably call a limited nuclear conflict, which for that...
Oh, fuck. Don't use that. I hate those three words together.
Limited
nuclear conflict.
Yeah. Well,
fuck.
We did it in Japan. I mean, we bombed Japan. I mean, that was limited. It only fried, a couple of countries. But I
learned the other day.
Treacherous.
I learned the other day that the reason they chose Hiroshima was because the city they were going to bomb, it was like cloudy, and so they were like, all right, we're going to fly to another city and bomb that one. And like that's how how much chance is involved in this shit of like,
because they didn't want to be seen.
Yeah, they were going to bomb Kyoto or something, but it was cloudy and they couldn't really see to drop the bomb well. So they're like, well, let's go on to Hiroshima. Isn't that wild that just like some cloud cover saved so many people's lives and caused the death of so many others?
And neither you nor I would suggest that a so-called limited nuclear attack is not got at least a 50-50 chance of happening. I would give it. I would give it that much.
That's what my prediction was earlier. Is I think he's going to attempt it and be stopped
By the generals?
by the generals. But also, did you see where apparently some of the, probably not generals, but some of the military leaders that were addressing the troops about like, let's go do this.
Oh, yeah.
They were specifically espousing the Christian doctrine of we need to provoke this so that Jesus will come back because it's in the prophecies, because the Middle East needs to be in chaos, which is like, that's a lot of shit that was supposed to be in W. Bush's mind, because when he was in power, everyone was like, "Whoa, church and state, bro, like, calm down." But the fact that they would explicitly state that to the troops, like, "Okay, come on, boys, we're gonna get Jesus back. Like, let's go."
200 formal complaints, many from Christian soldiers.
Onward.
Elizabeth Warren came out of a classified hearing and said, "This is so much worse than anyone can imagine. I can't begin, nor am I allowed to tell you, but we received 200 complaints and blah, blah, blah."
That is... It would be unfathomable, but here we are fathoming it. So.
We are fed. We need to go to the entertainment desk.
Please.
Because there isn't anybody, well, of course, anybody who might have been listening, except your dad, might still be listening.
Probably not.
And who wants to hear this shit? But, odd thing happened. I went to go see that new show you recommended.
Yes.
What's it called?
St. Louis DTF.
IDF. What is it?
DTF. You don't even know that. You don't even know that acronym.
No, DTF. Down to fuck.
There you go.
Yeah, not TD. Down to fuck. So I went to my HBO Max, and I said, "Oh man, it's great! It's here too." And then when I went to watch it, it said first episode March 8th, and I thought, "Oh my God, they released it later." And then last night, when I was scrolling looking for something, we had band practice last night, as you know, because we're playing which is worth talking about, a doubleheader coming up Friday. Friday and Saturday night. It was on coming up 4 minutes after I was scrolling through the menu.
What is wrong with your HBO?
I don't know.
Where do you get ads during the pit? And
yeah, I don't know, man.
You need to be actually paying more.
But I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it, so I want to talk about it. So my first thing is this. You said, what a great show. It's as if they looked at every episode,
every scene,
and wondered how they could make it 5% funnier. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I vacillated on the percentage that I was going to put in that sentence.
A few things about this. Number one is, if that's your goal to make it 5% funnier, then there's something wrong with you. Number one. Number two, it made me question your mental capacity to even say that. But that's all by way of background. Then I watched it. And I never laughed one time for the full hour. I never laughed once. I enjoyed it, and I was amused. In fact, my favorite scene of amusement, and you remember the scene, I wonder what yours is, but you think of your favorite scene before I ruin it with mine. Think it in your head.
I got it.
Now, here's my favorite scene that I found amusing. It was near the end of the show, and they were doing their stretching and shit in the gym, and what's his ass said, "Do you want to practice signing?"
Yes.
And what I was really amused at was Jason Bateman's acting on how thrilled he was to do that, how giddy he was, and the look on his face, and oh God, yes, I would love that. We didn't know till later,
right, what he was about to be signed.
Well, I thought what he was signing was, I love you, and I want to have sex.
That's what I thought too.
You,
but we were already primed with some homosexuality for that character, and like with.
Well, it was a drip,
right.
But all the.
No, So this is made by the same dude that made a show a while back that I swear we've talked about, called The Patriot. Does that ring any bells? It's
Mel Gibson starred in a movie called The Patriot.
No.
And so did Denzel Washington and Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Anyway, it was neither of those two.
No, there was a TV show. It was on Amazon Prime Video, and it predated Barry. Okay, and it was a show about a depressed serial killer. Basically, it was very similar to Barry, who had other like dreams and shit. Like he wanted to, like he would play. He was assigned to something in Europe. The first episode, I feel, he was assigned somewhere in Europe, and he was playing his guitar in a square in Amsterdam or something, and singing about killing people or something. And but that show had this tone of, we're in the same way that Barry, because Barry wasn't a laugh out loud show, but
No.
it took a serious subject and it injected humor in it. And I feel like this show, this DTF show, is like that. It's like they didn't need to have him on a recumbent bicycle, but that made every single scene where he's on his bicycle funnier, because bicycle is inherently funny.
I would use the word odder, or I don't even know, ODDER, not OTTER, or more odd. I'm not sure. Is odder? He was odd, but his wife was odder still.
Yes.
What do you mean, odder still? Well, that was your name. Otter. OTTER still.
I don't know, like the whole bit with the umpire outfit.
Oh,
you can't tell me that's not funny, because that
was funny. If there was a moment, was a moment where I did chuckle, it was then. But it was partly because it was so odd. But what I didn't quite understand in the beginning of it, which I didn't know if I was being thick-headed or what, but he was describing that to, what are these characters' names? I'm drawing a blank on them.
Yes. So, Jason Bateman plays Clark. And David Harbour
Clark
plays
Forrest.
Floyd. Clark Forrest. And then Linda Cardellini plays
Floyd.
Carol. Yes, Floyd and Clark. And
Now,
but like you can see them in the writer's room being like, okay, how do we take this gorgeous actress and make her seem incredibly unsexy to her husband? And they were like,
what actress?
The Carol actress, Linda Cardellini. Like they had to come up with a way to take this beautiful woman and make it so that her husband found her disgusting because she put on this costume.
Oh, yeah.
But and so
you find her beautiful?
She's gorgeous. I'm very attracted to her.
The Carol.
Yeah.
Is that yeah? Well,
but like it's like, what can we do to ruin their sex life via some bizarre costume? And I thought that was a particularly clever concept of like
on the point of the umpire stuff. But then when he was watching her legs
right
from the bedroom,
right,
saying maybe there's something we can do to keep busy, because he was interested.
Right.
When he saw that she was in her umpire costume, then you knew that it was a turn on, right?
No.
That he loved it?
No, he didn't.
He didn't love it. I didn't quite get that.
No,
I thought when he was
he was attracted in the moment because he couldn't see the umpire costume on her.
What? It goes back to what I said a moment ago about being confused about when he was when Floyd was talking to Clark in the gym, and they first started sharing sexual types things. The other thing that I will say about Jason Bateman that is astounding is that he's so uncertain of himself with the sexual dalliance that he's contemplating,
right?
And the way that he talks about it and how timid he is, etc., is such a turn in acting that he is so credible. And did he lose
credible
weight?
is a great word. Yes,
he lost weight, right?
I think so. The last thing he was in was the thing that we discussed briefly, where he was starring alongside.
And he was a bad guy. He kicked the shit out. He was a bad guy.
Black Rabbit. He was with Jude Law, another friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was the gambler, degenerate brother.
Yeah.
That needed support. Yes.
So I don't want to forget this, so I'm going to change the subject real quick.
Okay, go.
In the first episode, identify for me, if you can, a scene where we clearly saw the face of Mrs. Forrest. I believe in the first episode we never got a good look at her. Never.
Not very good. No.
I don't mean not. The only one was a dim scene when she was inside the porch through a screen porch, so it was understandably dark from the camera angle, and she was doing some arts and craftsy thing, and he came up through the screen and said, "I'm going to go test the swing."
Yes.
And she continued to work and said, "You're such a good husband. You're such a good father."
Yep.
And then he went and he was going. Now we knew why he moved the swing set, to be able to see the nubile young thing, which was not.
Oh fuck! That hadn't occurred to me. I didn't realize that he had moved the swing set.
And they asked him why. Floyd asked him why. He said, "Now you're too close to the tree."
I remember that
and he
part.
said, "No. Now I've got a clear angle of view from my house. I want to be able to see." And then one part of the tree, you could see her. The next part of the tree.
See,
but
that is humor. That scene where it's like he's ogling.
That's
He goes ogling. He's ogling. Like that's the kind of humor that the writers wrote into this. That is so subtle, but so amusing, and it's like I really appreciate that level of craftsmanship. So. And no, I don't think we get to see her, although it's implied that she's a beautiful blonde woman, but that's all we know.
But there's more to it than that. There's more to it than that. As you stated, we already had one plot challenge, in that what made Floyd want something else other than this very attractive, and I would grant you she's very attractive, particularly later in the movie, in the episode. But little did they want to have to deal with that twice. So they did not introduce her character in a facial way. Because they didn't want to complicate the plot again with this question that you said was in the writer's room: how do we make this make sense? Well, blah blah blah, and now the plot's got the twist. Well, somebody else said, well, but what's Clark Forrest's motivation to say, let's not show her. Let's not have that even enter the discussion. Let's have it so that in this episode we don't really know what she looks like. We suspect what she looks like.
Plot twist.
But
okay, you came back. Okay, continue.
It was a flash.
Something about the plot.
Oh, the plot was that they didn't want to complicate the plot with a second question of what's the motivation for wanting to have extramarital sex when you're married to a very attractive, sexy-looking woman.
Right.
So they did it with Floyd, to our satisfaction, with the gay angle, and that's more complicated.
Although, as far as we know, as far as we know, he'd never used the app successfully. Floyd.
We only know that he had a profile.
Right.
He submitted the profile. Here's the other part of dramatic exceptional writing that I meant to jump on when you said that, and that is that in a particularly in an opening episode, you want to plant the seeds of future drama or future comedy, but in general, future plot that is of such an interest that the viewer says, man, I don't want to miss that. There was these repeated scenes in the final 25% of the hour where he was riding his bicycle and he was envisioning things that we would only learn about in the future episode. It wasn't one, it wasn't two, it wasn't three, it was like 5 things that we saw the scene in his head 5 different times and said, what the fuck is that? What?
Wait, what scene are you? What imaginations are you referring to?
One of the scenes that was a memory that he had that we had no idea what it was about was they were embracing.
All the hugging.
They had no clothes on.
Yeah,
they had no clothes on, and the look on
Lloyd or
Clark Forrester's face
yeah.
during that was one. Another one was him walking forward at the cornhole, which is pretty clever.
Yes.
That whole conversation, I don't feel like we cornholed enough, and we need to cornhole again.
It's such a funny word.
Let's cornhole. And I never have any conversation about the game without saying something like the rudely called,
right.
or the so-called. And if I get a look, I say, well, when I grew up, cornhole meant that was a butt fuck.
Right.
To which whatever poor polite
to the children that you're around are like,
is that, well, I
okay.
could have been a child who asked me. My belief, they ask a question, you answer the question. You don't lie to kids.
Of course.
Just unvarnished. But that was one walking up, and that was the scene where she was at her most attractive.
I mean, could you even see her face with all that cleavage? I mean,
well, your definition of all that cleavage and mine is really different, because there wasn't all that much cleavage.
That was a well-fitted dress.
It was because she worked at it with lift and separate. I mean,
yes, of course.
Well, not of course. She's not voluptuous.
No, but
your favorite actress is who again? Rachel McAdams.
As well, although this lass is, I've seen her in several things, and every time I'm like, wow, that's my type of petite brunette woman.
Yeah, I found her throughout the episode until the scene at the cornhole party. I found her somewhat fair looking, but not at all in any way that would make me think any more than when I saw her at her most fetching. I thought, wow, that's the breast.
Oh,
that's the breast.
There you go.
There we go.
There it is.
That's the breast. That's the breast presentation she'll have.
There it is.
Yeah.
The most recent movie I saw her in was Nonas. Have you heard of that or seen it? That's a great movie. It's Vince Vaughn.
NNA's.
Yes, it's Vince Vaughn. Starts.
I can't watch him.
Yeah, well, this is a particularly good one of his movies. He's a New Yorker and is down on his luck and decides to start an Italian restaurant. Staffed only by local grandmothers.
Yes.
Hence the title, including Susan Sarandon, for example, and this actress is his love interest in that movie. But I know her from other things. I forget
the actress whose grandmother is in the restaurant.
I think she might be one of the granddaughters or something. Somehow she's in the restaurant.
So, is this the first movie that Vince Vaughn has ever done that when you're watching him act, you don't absolutely know that he's acting? Is it the first one he's ever done that's the case? You're discerning. You have a discerning eye, and you know exactly what I mean.
He's not that. It's not like watching Jerry Seinfeld on Seinfeld. He's better than that. But
because what are you saying about Jerry Seinfeld?
That he clearly couldn't act and was barely not looking right at the camera throughout the entire show.
I've never heard that.
Really? No.
Never heard it. Never felt it. I thought he was just playing himself. I didn't think he had to act.
Well, okay, but I think everyone else on that show was clearly inhabiting their characters, and he looked like he was just on a TV set.
Just walking through it.
Yeah.
That's because at the end of the day, the show was about nothing except his life, his day-to-day life,
and he could totally get away with that.
And he could get away with walking through it.
No, I don't hate Vince Vaughn.
I'm not saying I hate him. I'm saying I can't watch him act.
He did a TV show. He did a TV show 2 years ago called Bad Monkey, where it was on Apple TV, and where he was this like loser detective that's on Key West, who was in trouble, was like on the verge of losing his job or something, and he discovers some case and does some work and figures out a case, and then resolves, exonerates himself.
You liked his acting?
I mean, he's only got the one character, right? But
Which is him.
But so many actors just have their one character.
Name another. Owen. What's his name? Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen. Exactly. Like very similar.
Put the two of them in a movie together. Like
they must have been in a movie together.
Wedding Crash. Unwatchable. Absolutely unwatchable.
Hey, it's about what your expectations are.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
If you're,
I've tried to watch many other movies. If that wasn't the case, if I had some prejudice that meant that I had a clear expectation, I wouldn't have watched them. A chance after, and I will tell you that the one movie that Owen Wilson, being Owen Wilson, worked was in the Royal Tenenbaums.
Sure.
Then it worked. Which I don't know. Did we ever talk about the death of what's his name? Who starred in that? Played the senior Tenenbaum. Just died. Suspicious causes with his wife. No. That was a murder. This was. Oh Lord.
Oh, you know who's in Wedding Crashers? My girlfriend Rachel McAdams.
Huh.
Nice.
Huh.
And Christopher Walken.
So this actor, did you what was the Western that won the Academy Award? That Clint
Unforgiven.
Eastwood starred in Unforgiven. The sheriff.
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman murdered. Well, not murdered. We don't know how.
Yeah, died with his wife. Yeah. And okay. Sorry, I'm not a super Wes Anderson nut, so I don't know that I've even watched the Tenenbaums all the way through.
What?
Wes Anderson rubs me the wrong way.
That can't. Not with.
I mean, the cast is freaking amazing. Like, I'm looking at the cast, and it's like, it's everybody.
Well, another actor who just walks through it and plays himself, in my view, is Bill Murray.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill Murray, and it's one or more versions of himself. I don't know. So, so that's now coming on every Sunday.
The TTF.
And so that's Yeah, DTF. Fascinating. I'm just thrilled.
I'm looking forward. I can't wait. Like the what brought me to it was an interview with Bateman on Jimmy Kimmel, and
yeah,
and
which
and
I didn't watch. I made note of it, but I didn't have time to watch it.
I had to, like, the clickbait title was so good. It was like Jason Bateman about talking to his teenage daughter about sex. And so I was like, well, I have to watch this video, which it's not as exciting as you would think.
Bateman got his start. Bateman got his start in a television series that also was a Cloris Leachman, and he played.
He was a child actor.
Oh, was he?
He was.
Well, as an adult, he played a gay man in this television series that was renowned, a comedy. And the name of it is on the tip of my tongue.
Jason Bateman was in Little House on the Prairie.
Oh my God!
From 1981 to 1982.
For a year. Yeah.
Well, 21 episodes, but sure, that was back in the day.
Well, that's a lot. That's like The Sopranos.
Right,
26,
exactly.
20. I mean, what was that? Every week? I mean,
exactly.
Every other week.
Exactly. So
yeah. So,
but he was a young, and he's one of the like success stories of a child actor that, like, he was on, Jesus Christ, Silver Spoons, Knight Rider, Mr. Belvedere, Saint Elsewhere, Teen Wolf, Matlock. Like his list is crazy. But
so what was the name of the TV show I'm talking about? Because it's on the tip of my tongue. It's a television series. He would be 20 years old.
Okay, so he was born. God, IMDb sucks. He was born in 1969, so 20 years old. He would have been 89, and 89 would be
Arrested Development.
Well, that's one of his biggest roles, but that's not when he was 20.
Oh. Well, that's the one I meant. So you can stop looking now for 1989. Who was the woman? Who was the older woman who started it?
Arrested Development. He was 40.
40?
He was 45.
What?
Arrested Development. Yes.
That's not true.
It is. If you look at the...
How many years ago? 20? He's
Yes.
not 65. Is he 65?
He was born in 1969. So he's 60. Yeah, 57.
He's 57. He'd be 57 this year. So
Yes.
Well, 20, okay. And that was 10 years ago, Arrested Development? I don't believe it.
Arrested Development started in 2003.
Really? 23 years ago. He couldn't have been 42 then, bro. Then he'd be in his 70s, man. This cannot abide, dude.
I'm sorry. 30.
You giving it?
He was 35. He was 35 when it started. 34 when it started. But then it went for like 17 years. So
Oh, now the truth comes out. You missed that. 17 years? That can't be right either.
no, it's 16. Sorry, 16. It says 2003 to 2019.
16 years, maybe.
Well, yeah, but still freaking crazy.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
What Homer Simpson, how far did they go? Are they still running, or did they?
No.
is it re-
Simpsons are still going.
but
Simpsons
without a break.
yes, Simpsons and
35 years.
Simpsons started in the late '80s when I was 35 years, yeah. But like also like Family Guy and South Park and stuff are 20.
I don't know. I've ever watched a full episode of either one of those two. At the South Park I have, and I found it hilarious, but I've never. I should binge on that.
It's an acquired taste that's there's in the same way that like this past summer I started reading a Kurt Vonnegut novel.
Which one?
Cat's Cradle. And it took me very many pages, like 40 pages, before I was into the Vonnegutian humor mode. Like, you can't just come at a thing like that, come at a thing like him or a Monty Python or something. Like, you have to be ready for the kind of humor that it's going to give you. Yeah. And I feel like South Park and Family Guy and The Simpsons are all in that genre of, okay, I need to judge this on the playing ground where it's playing, and like sadly, like I've watched the first couple episodes of Arrested Development a couple times, and it never stuck with me, even though some of the people I most respect about comedy say that it's one of the best TV shows ever.
So tell me this. I've asked a couple of times. Do you know who the woman was? I think played his mother, who was a famous actress of some renown, and jumping into a comedy series. I think she was a serious actress. I said Cloris Leachman, but I don't believe that's who it was.
So it played his mother. Jason played Michael Bluth, and she might have played Lucille Bluth.
Maybe. Who was that?
Jessica Walter.
Jessica Walters.
Who? Yeah.
Did she receive a bunch of really a lot of Emmys for this role? I'm not picturing her face, which
probably she died in 2021 at age 80.
Jessica Walters.
Walter, single.
Yeah.
She was on the. Let's go back in her filmography. She was in Route 66 in 1963.
Route 66 with Cliff Robertson?
She was only on one
Route
episode.
66.
But
and who starred in Route 66?
Martin Milner and George Maharis as Todd Stiles and Buzz Murdoch. Anyway,
Buzz Murdoch. That's a name.
That's a great name.
So isn't it great that we have a great television event. I gotta walk on the sport. Gotta walk over to the sports desk a second.
So I wanted to briefly mention that in a moment of boredom over the weekend, I rewatched the first episode of Barry. And
I've done that.
And I'm always so impressed that when I go back and I watch the pilot of a TV show that I loved, that in the pilot they have already established all the personalities of all the characters of everybody, and it's exactly perfect, as it will remain for the rest of the series. Like, you can go back and watch the pilot of Cheers or the pilot of Friends or the pilot of any of those TV shows, and the characters are who they will continue to be in a way that blows my mind, that they didn't just evolve over time, but they just like remained as they are. And in Barry, they set everything up. They set up Fuchs. They set up the teacher and the what's his name?
The guy without any hair. What was his name?
Yes, that the Chechnyan.
Chechnyan, right? And I've seen him in another role. Oh shit! And I can't remember what it was, but I saw him in another role. And oh god,
did they put eyebrows on him?
No, he played because
he's doing a good job of raising awareness for alopecia out there.
Yeah. Well, apparently not enough for Chris Rock.
Did he make a joke about it or something?
Chris Rock. That's why Will Smith slapped him across the stage.
Well, that
was about making fun of his old lady who didn't have any hair.
That was...
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of the what the parrot said to the owl. So...
that actor is in Superman. I can only imagine he's Lex Luthor. He's not Lex Luthor.
Which actor?
The alopecia guy.
Not Lex Luthor.
He's not Lex Luthor. He's some other henchman or something. Huh. Weird. Anyway, continue.
This was different than that. It was yet a different role of his.
But wouldn't he be a great Lex Luthor though? Like, couldn't you imagine like someone suffering from alopecia being so mad that they wanted to take over the...
Gene Hackman was Lex Luthor.
Right, exactly. Bringing it back to the Tenenbaums. Well done.
The Royal Tenenbaum. You know who else was in that? And the only role I've seen her in that I really like her? The only role I've seen her in that I like her very much is Gwyneth Paltrow.
I saw her in the list. Okay, we got to stay at the entertainment desk for a second. The other day, so Jeff Bezos bought MGM Studios. So now on Amazon Prime Video, you can watch any of the MGM titles from history.
Really?
Which is
starting now?
Yes, so starting recently. So I've been watching a bunch of old shit. I started watching, and I wasn't able to finish it. For the first time ever, A Fish Called Wanda.
Really?
I'd never actually seen that all the way through.
I've seen it several times.
And
three.
And it was...
And gorgeous.
Two things jumped out at me. That the initial... Like, there's some robbery at the beginning. And they jump into a getaway car and they drive away. And I was like, that looks familiar. And I looked it up, and it was in the neighborhood where my employer in London is, and where I would stay at a hotel like here and walk by the pub that that showed up in the movie to get to the employer's office. So like I know that neighborhood. I've been around there. I've been in that pub, and I was like, "Damn, that's amazing! That's that exact same place in 1986 or whatever it was." And also next to my employer, which I've mentioned before, who is no longer my employer, turns out.
As of when?
as of a month ago, but I have a new employer. Don't worry. But
Believe me, on a list of things I might worry about, you having a job is not on the list, bro.
But right next to the offices where I used to go into work a couple times a year, is this place called the Michael Palin Institute for for speech therapy.
You've talked about it.
I've mentioned that, and I knew that Michael Palin as a child had a stutter.
Yeah.
But I never knew that in this movie he played a character with a stutter.
Terrible stutter.
And that all like clicked into place for me. Like, of course he would lend his name to this place that is trying to help people, speech therapy. Okay, that's one thing. Also, this past weekend, I've had a lot of free time because my kid has gone, my remaining child here has gone to a camp for the week, and my wife is off doing things. So I've had a lot of alone bachelor time, and the other night, and plus I've been unemployed, and the other night I got it in my head that I would watch both movies of the Thomas Crown Affair. Because I'd seen the Thomas Crown Affair starring Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo, the more
But you
recent.
didn't see the...
But I'd never seen the original starring Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway.
Oh.
And so and they're both available on, because they're MGM movies, and they're both available on Prime now. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to spend 3 hours and I'm going to watch both of these movies back to back and compare them. And it was really interesting how what exactly they copied, what they didn't. In the first one, it was a bank robbery, and the second one was an art robbery. But there were a bunch of lines that they copied, and the whole like seduction of the insurance investigator. And then I really appreciated that in the second movie, I guess like his therapist or someone that was interviewing Pierce Brosnan was played by Faye Dunaway, who was like 40 years older than she was when she was 27 in the first movie.
Yeah.
And anyway,
So wasn't there a third one with George Clooney?
No, I don't think so.
A recent one? What's the name of it?
Thomas Crown Affair.
Yeah, George Clooney. Recent.
No.
I'm sure of it. I watched it. The internet's wrong.
No, you're like it's easy to confuse Clooney and
Michael
and Brosnan.
Clayton.
You're thinking of Michael Clayton. Different movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't. The first movie was better crafted. Like the second movie was not as good. And
well, you can't imagine that Pierce Brosnan could get anywhere near Steve McQueen in terms of selling a character. Pierce Brosnan's kind of a lightweight in many ways. His best role was just most recent role. I think he finally found himself in acting. Anyway.
I think he's better looking than Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen's
by far.
Not
you know
much.
who played Steve McQueen in the movie that took place out at Coral Canyon out in California? Our buddy.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Damian Lewis.
Yes.
Damian Lewis. So he starred in a detective series that's gone. It probably lasted at least a season.
Who starred?
And Damian Lewis.
Okay.
a spy, if I recall it right.
Yep.
And I remember long wool coat fedora, maybe 50s and 60s Cold War shit. But you never. Well, we love him between the two of us. We really do.
Yes.
So I'm surprised you didn't find it. I knew it was on a channel I don't get, but you could have seen it.
No.
What's the name of it?
This is the new one that's hilarious because of the pun in the name. The British show called Fackham Hall, or as you would say in British, Fuck 'em all.
Damian Lewis is in that?
Yeah, he's the.
Well, this was before that.
He's
this
the main
was a
character.
spy. The Farkle Hall, huh? Falcom?
Fackham, which in British you would say fuck 'em. Fuck 'em all. No, that's a Wolf Hall, Orwell. I don't know. Which I really need to watch because I'm a huge fan of the other characters in that. But yes. So anyway, I watched those two movies. It wasn't even close that the first movie was better than the second. Even given the really slow pace of old movies. Like,
who was the woman?
Faye Dunaway.
No. Not in the original with Steve McQueen, the second one.
Rene Russo.
Yeah, she's not. Rene Russo, I'm sorry. I never got it.
No, I'm not a huge fan.
I never got it. I never got it.
She was the tin
I never
cup.
got the way she acted. I never got the way she looked. She just fucking like, sorry man, she's like a fucking horse face. I just can't.
She was the love interest in Tin Cup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And it didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work in Tin Cup. Of course, he was such a fuck up that, you could almost imagine it, but she's the fucking equivalent of fucking Rich Trailer Trash in most of her fucking movies. I don't know. I was never impressed, I guess. But what was the movie that Damian Lewis played Steve McQueen in that I'm talking about?
I just said it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, you did say it. I didn't connect it. I thought that was like you were saying that.
Well,
that
I mean,
you were giving me a title. You were saying, "Oh yeah, I know." Damian Lewis did play Steve McQueen once upon a time in Hollywood. Let me think about when. That's what I thought. You could play Steve McQueen. You could play Steve McQueen.
Exactly. I'm almost that ugly.
Well, no, wait a minute. Steve McQueen's not ugly, dude. He was a heartthrob. There
were lower standards back then. I don't know.
So the movie that I tagged that I haven't seen, speaking of Steve McQueen, was with Dustin Hoffman in the greatest escape movie of all time. The greatest prison escape movie. Pompion. You don't know it? Papillon.
Is that the
Papillon.
French for butterfly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the tattoo that Steve McQueen had on his chest.
And when was that?
Well, 1980s. Before McQueen died of cancer.
Yeah. Sadly, went off to Mexico.
Papillon. Papillon. Papillon.
Okay. Yes, you're like the fact that you would say that movie with Steve McQueen about the Great Escape was just was a distraction, given his role in The Great Escape.
He was in The Great Escape too?
Yeah, he was like the lead guy in The Great Escape, I think.
From Alcatraz.
There
There was a remake of that. There was a remake of that.
Hold on. No. Great Escape is from a POW camp in World War II.
Oh. With the baseball. He was playing baseball. Catching the ball, getting close to the fence. He used the mitt and the baseball a lot. He was in the fucking cooler, fucking bouncing the ball off the wall for fucking...
Papillon is a French convict in 1930s befriends a fellow criminal, and the two of them begin serving their sentence in a South American penal colony on Devil's Island. Wow, I've never heard of that movie.
What? That's not true. You're lying. Nobody's not heard of that movie. That's what?
It's not even in
You're a cinephobe.
It says 1973.
You're afraid of movies. Why? How old were you then?
Yeah, exactly.
Negative 15.
Yeah, something like that.
But listen, man, you gotta know every movie Dustin Hoffman's been in. You got Urban Cowboy, or not Urban Cowboy? That was John Travolta.
I mean, last episode you were telling me
Midnight Cowboy.
Last episode you were telling me about plastics. So,
right,
exactly.
That was one of his early with Mel. What's his name? The fucking 99-year-old man.
Brooks? No.
Yeah, Mel Brooks.
No,
there's a documentary.
Yeah, I've seen the documentary, but obviously plastics is referring to The Graduate, which was your reference.
Which Mel Brooks was the director.
Really?
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, that was.
You know the connection. You know the connection. I know why your mind went there, because I've been thinking about The Graduate from that documentary. Can you figure it out?
Why? Oh, and Bancroft, of course.
Exactly. Like, I had no idea until I watched that documentary that Mel Brooks was married to Mrs. Robinson.
Are you kidding me?
I had no idea.
I can't believe the shit you don't know.
What? That wasn't That wasn't in the news.
Oh my God! It's like the best story ever.
Oh, I know, and now I've seen the documentary.
And you saw them singing what that song in Polish? What was?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, it was hilarious. She's hilarious.
Yes,
and she was she was the most glamorous kind of actress to me, because she was devil may care and very erotic without being particularly voluptuous in any way.
Right.
She exuded a personality of such interest that every role she was in, and remember she played Helen Keller's teacher against the woman who played Helen Keller, Austin. Right? You know all this. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I don't want to forget something.
It's just
the dude who plays Floyd. Did you ever see the movie Revolutionary Road with DiCaprio and Kate Winslet? Revolutionary Road?
No.
Oh my!
He's got to make a good cowboy, though. He became super uber famous from Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, the television series,
the TV show from on Netflix.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't think you had, but it's on Netflix. But like that coincided with the meme of dad bod, of being a little chubby but also super sexy. Like he like personified the Floyd guy, the Taylor, whatever his name is. David Harbour.
bro.
David Harbour. Oh,
David Harbour. I gotta go, man.
wait, hold on. One other. First of all,
Sports desk.
wait.
You gotta go to sports.
Hold on. Give me 60 seconds. It blew my mind that someone like Mel Brooks could be married to Anne Bancroft. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those couples where it's like, dude must be that funny.
Do you know what she said? She said that every day of her married life, when he would come home for work, that she became exhilarated because she knew that the party was about to begin. Because from the moment he walked in,
What a fucking marriage, right? That's like your dream marriage. Give me another 30 seconds. The current celebrity couple that's doing really well on social media, especially at social media that is shown to me, is Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick.
yes, it's been going on for some 30 odd years.
And they have this social
Yeah.
media presence where they like sing
I've
songs
seen a lot of
together.
it.
Okay, good.
I've seen a lot of
so
it. And goats
Yes.
and farms and people dying and
Did you see the one I shared yesterday? I think, where Kevin Bacon walks out on his porch and he looks at the thermometer and he's like, 6 degrees. I guess I'm allowed to make that joke. You get it?
6 degrees.
6 degrees.
Yeah.
What a fucking sense of humor.
That is funny.
Okay, sports.
So I saw, well, one more thing. Kevin Bacon, I saw an ad today of him, Bacon Brothers playing, and it reminded me of the show that they did here that I realized that long before you even consider his acting ability, he is a fucking entertainer, singer, and his brother, as different as two guys could be, but cerebral and the writer, the music writer of the two of them by announcement, so gifted, and with a band that just kick ass. And when they were done and we were all screaming, standing, yelling for an encore, and it was pitch black up on stage, they started doing the fucking lightning fucking strobe and broke into fucking Footloose. And he had the place crazy. I mean crazy. And then he said goodnight. I'll tell you, man, if you can see it. And here's, let me
So-
hang on one second. Wait. They built a new amphitheater in Grand Rapids.
Wait. Can I say something about Footloose
Yeah.
right quick?
Yes.
The first time I heard Footloose, and I think about it every single time since, was in your house where your son Aaron put that on the stereo or whatever it was and was dancing around to it. And
Isn't that great?
but long before I saw the movie or knew anything about it, like Footloose brings that moment back to me. I can almost see the room. Anyway,
We're in Denning Road,
I don't know. I was
down in Hillsdale.
I don't know. I remember it was at your house, some farmhouse somewhere.
Shady Grove.
I don't know. Again, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can picture the room and hearing the music and being like dum 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 dum, like that beat.
Yeah, that was Shady Grove.
Anyway, that's whenever I hear Footloose.
And that's where we had all the volleyball parties.
Exactly. That's it.
And the goats. We had goats and
Yes.
I had
yes.
ginormous gardens.
Many
I grew
adventures.
tomato plants there
Many
that were
adventures
so
were had
tall
there. Yes.
that I took an 8-foot step ladder out and set it in the garden so that I could climb up the ladder and pick the tomatoes at the top. I put bamboo stakes in and trimmed the tomato plants to grow tall into the sun, and just one vine all the way up. And I had an 8-foot step ladder to get to those tomatoes, and it was 2 long rows. So
like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yes, and I grew there. I studied up on it. I was doing this master gardening, self-teaching thing, and I created this place in the South Carolina soil where I dug out a hole basically and filled it full of light earth and material and stuff that absorbs water, and I created a trough, and in that trough I bought and planted the tiniest seed I've ever had in my hand, and it's called a Chinese radish. And when you drop it in your hand, it looks smaller than a mark would make with a number 7 pencil on your hand.
Right, like a little.
And I planted that in the middle of it and trusted it. That one radish filled out that hole so that I plucked something that was bigger than a large head of cabbage.
Damn.
That's how big it was. And it was black on the outside, black with a heavy rind around it, and a real slight water root on the bottom, and the top was a very hardy plant that had grown, bump, 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 bump. And so you can imagine, it literally was the size of a volleyball.
Nice.
I took that, and we had a party. We had a volleyball party. And I took a cleaver that I had, and I sliced that in half the long ways, and then I created pencil-thin slices of round discs that were at the biggest the size of the center of a soccer ball.
Right.
And I put them on a big platter, and I put it like a ring of them, and I sprinkled a little, seasoned salt and maybe a little pepper on it,
Sure.
and I served it. Nobody, not one guest, nobody could ever figure out what it was. Nobody. Not even John White, if I recall.
And now you're releasing the secret. Huh. Amazing.
It was the Chinese cabbage, but I grew what do you call it? Fucking not Brussels sprouts. I did grow those.
Cabbage.
Those are fun to. Asparagus, which takes 3 years to root before it grows. Well, after the 3 years was up, I was so excited. I had a whole row of it. And I was so excited that I did this ritual every spring. And at dawn, I would get up with a salt shaker.
Yes.
And I'd walk out, and I would kneel, and I would pray to the earth.
And you just take one in your mouth.
Put a little salt on it and take the first bite of a fresh asparagus.
Living asparagus. Yes. Amazing.
And
you've said that before. That's amazing.
Well, and the other shit that I grew that was good 6 feet tall was okra. And this okra was so plentiful, and the bushes were so strong, that when I decided the years of Shady Grove, to go to Mike Masterson's Halloween party as a marijuana plant, I took a okra plant so strong and blended it in with a marijuana plant and tied them together, and then put it in a backpack kind of thing down my back,
right,
so that the stem came out of the back of my shoulder, and I had a literal canopy of marijuana buds and okra. I don't know about the okra, but and for my body and I had like 8 rows of corn, and I took the corn stalks and I made a pantsuit out of them,
Nice.
which was from my legs down to my waist, and then a jacket covering, so I was all corn stalks with the canopy. And then I took one of my pumpkins that was a big one,
Oh no.
bigger than my head, and I gutted it and I took it out and I opened it and I made a pumpkin, put that on my head,
No.
and showed up at Mike Masterson's party. The first part I've ever, when he lived out in the middle of nowhere
Well,
in
you,
this
you all did.
fire brick house. First time I met him, one of the things he did that night that I didn't understand then, I still don't understand, is he threw his drum set into the raging fire.
I remember this story. Yes.
He played it and then he threw it in, and I never knew why. I never knew why someone would do that. I didn't know that. I don't know now. All these years have passed.
The mystery kind of makes it.
Oh, so before we go to the sports page, here's who's coming to the new Acrisure Center in Grand Rapids, 45 minutes from here.
Okay.
Dave Matthew Bands, Hank Williams Jr., the Black Crows, Sarah McLachlan,
Nice.
Tim McGraw, Robert Cray Band, John Mellencamp, Chicago, Goo Goo Dolls, Leonard Skinner, Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, The Wallflowers, Luke Bryan, Father John Misty, Happy Together Tour. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
And guess who's opening it up next month? Lionel Richie.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? We're playing a gig 2 blocks from there with a promotion that
That's
show
almost
up
the
with
same.
your ticket. What's that?
You're almost the same as those guys. Right?
Show us your ticket and get some percentage off.
You're more like
Hey, man.
Lionel Pori.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Okay.
It's been a grand time.
Indeed.
Fun was had by all. By all. I wonder if I have a tune. Do I have a tune? I have a tune. Do I have a tune? Oh, what a dream I had. Preston, Oregon near, clothed in crinoline of smoky burgundy, softer than the rain. We walked down empty streets, past the shop displays. We heard cathedral bells twinkling down the alleyways as we walked on. And when I awoke and felt you warm and near, I kissed your honey hair with my grateful tear. Oh, I love you, girl. Oh, how I love you.
Feels very Garfunkel.
Simon Says.
Touch your nose.
Wait a minute. What is did I sing for you Blister in the Sun?
Maybe at one point. That's the 90s pop.
Violent Femmes. Yeah.
Yes, that one.
So we scratched it for our show. The drummer couldn't get it. The drummer couldn't get it right. He was unsatisfied with it, so we scratched it.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I love it. And it's the guy who's the bass player is like 6'3", 6'4", and so when I sing it, there's a line in there. I mean, it's a gay love song, and it's about a guy who's basically figuring out that he's gay. and his girlfriend's crying, and he can't figure out why, and he's staining the sheets, and he doesn't know why, but he keeps referring to someone and saying, "Big hands, I know you're the one." And so whenever I sing it, I look over at the bass player and sing it to him. And because he introduced the song, and I said, and early on at practice, I said, "Well, now I know why you wanted me to sing that. I had no idea." I had no idea, but okay, if you want to go there. And, oh, Lord.
Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one.
Yeah, so I got to rehearse. I went practice the other night. Of all songs, you know me well enough to know that an AC/DC song is not one that you would necessarily hear me pick. And yet I do. And I'm singing an AC/DC song. You Shook Me All Night Long. And the other night, I couldn't sing it. And the bandmate looked at me and said, "You know, we're playing that. We're playing that on Friday. You've got to learn the song. At least learn it." So I'm into heavy rehearsal mode. Anyway,
that's a good song.
I'm out of here. Little Simon and Garfunkel for you, baby.
All night long.
Out.
Wow, that might be a record for our longest ever episode. That was episode number 273. You can find the show notes with a bunch of links to Wikipedia about all the people we talked about at happyhour.fm/273. You can support the show at patreon.com/happyhour and watch videos of this crazy nonsense. See you next week if we're not all dead.